Did anybody out there catch the interview between Trump and George Stephanopoulos? Now, you know George Stephanopoulos used to work for the Clintons, and everybody kind of questioned why would he go to the other side and be interviewed by someone that wasn't going to interview him fairly. Now, I know George Stephanopoulos way back in 2016 during the election. After he interviewed him, he put up a headline on the internet which you cannot find anymore. I warn you, there are some things that you could find and you could link to as evidence, which you can no longer do anymore because they take it down from the web. It's completely scrubbed. And the thing that George Stephanopoulos, or his overlords, probably his overlords, did was Trump was really getting sick and tired of people calling him a racist. And he mentioned something that he did. It was about 1998, I believe the judgment came in. Palm Beach used to be segregated. And when the Kennedys are the reason why so many people, especially Catholics who don't believe in abortion, will vote Democrat. Most of them don't ever throw a stone. If you're a Democrat, don't ever throw a stone at a Catholic because they pretty much all vote Democrat. It's really the Protestants that will vote Republican. And the Catholics will vote Democrat because of this whole Kennedy. He was the first Catholic president. I say, we have a lot of hypocrites in the Catholic Church, to put it mildly. Anyway, George Stephanopoulos, or his overlords, the headline was, Trump to buy Mar-A-Lago. He wanted Black people and Jews and anybody that was a minority to be able to come to his resort. And Palm Beach was segregated, and the Kennedys bought their house in Palm Beach during a time when it was segregated. So that means the Kennedys, when they walked out of their house or they saw their neighbors, they were assured that there was going to be no Black people or Jews or any other minorities that they would be saying hello to. And the funny thing is, the Kennedys are became the kings of all politicians for a long time, right? And the reasons why people vote Democrat are because of the Kennedys, and they claim that it's because Democrats aren't racist. We know they are because they're the ones who owned slaves, put in Jim Crow and the KKK, and hung descendants of African Americans up to the year 1968. So they're not the illusion. They're not the party of non-racism, as you could say. So Trump wanted to buy Mar-A-Lago, and he wanted anybody to be able to come as a guest or own parts of it. You couldn't even come as a guest in Palm Beach, certain parts of Palm Beach, if you were Black or if you were Hispanic or if you were Jewish or any minority. So he fought the city of Palm Beach, and he won. He sued them for $75 million, and he won. And Trump got very upset. He was so sick and tired of hearing that he was a racist because he was so far from being a racist. In fact, there are many African Americans you will see him with who are his best friends. And he's done very kind things too, as well, very generous, and did it under the radar. Okay. So the overlords of George Stephanopoulos, let's not blame George because I don't think he's got that much control. Put on the internet, Trump brags about desegregating Palm Beach. He brags. So the headline wasn't Trump desegregated Palm Beach. He desegregated Palm Beach. Truth, not a racist. It's really what the headline should have read. But instead, they put in the word he brags. He brags. In fact, he's the only politician that is living today. He actually was never a politician. He was just a hardworking business owner that would go in. He wanted his secretary to come in, I believe, at 8 to answer the telephone. But she said, I can't because my family come in until 10. So Trump, this is the guy who only cares, who the Democrats claim only care about the rich people, and he has got this big ego. Well, do you know that he comes in at 8, or he comes in before 8, but at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So this woman who he thinks is an employee, it's just a hardworking woman, holds in very high regard. He answers the phone himself for 2 hours. And I know working at a law office, the lawyers always say, tell them I'm in conference, even if they're right there doing absolutely nothing. They just don't want to answer the phone. Tell them I'm in conference and to take a message. Which means if there's somebody out there, like somebody's looking for money or somebody's looking for you to do something for them, they call and they can talk directly to him. There's no middleman. There's no lie. And when I heard that, being someone who worked in the law office, I know, my God, this is an exceptional human being, that he answers the phone himself and will talk directly to the person he probably doesn't even want to talk to, that somebody who's calling maybe just to give him grief or trouble in some way. He talked 2 hours. If you want to talk to Trump, call his office 2 hours before 10 o'clock and you'll get him directly. So this lie about him, even the best of my friends, who's no longer my friend, the most intelligent, just one of the most intelligent of my friends. Personally, he's a big narcissist and he's full of himself if you talk to him in person. The truth is, no, that's actually the truth. And the truth is, how do you know this? Somebody told you. Somebody on TV who hates Trump told you that's the way he is, because personally, you've never met him. Because the people who've met him personally know he's a different type of person. He's very personable. He's actually very humble. He listens very intently. And people are surprised after they meet him in person to know the person that he really is. Anyway,